Okay, guys, this is lesson 7.7 for pre-algebra. Now, this lesson is titled Solving for Variables. Now, it's kind of confusing because it's all going to be letters. There's no numbers, and they're going to want to make you move the letters to different sides. So it says, you can use the properties of equality to transform a formula to represent one quantity in terms of another. So for example, the area of a formula for a rectangle is area equals length times width. So I'm pretty sure all of you know this. Okay? Now when you would use this is, let's say you're given the area and the width. Okay? So you know the area of your bedroom and you know the width of your bedroom, but you need to figure out the length. So, and sometimes people can't just go and measure it. You have to know these two different things. So then you have to be able to figure it out. So how you would do this is, if I have area equals length times width, I want to get the length by itself. So that means I would get rid of the width. So to get rid of the width, what would I do to both sides? Well, I have to think. This is multiplication right here. These two is multiplication. So I'm going to divide by W on both sides. So then that gives me just my length because these two cancel out. And then I know it's area divided by width. Sorry, that's ugly. Area divided by width equals my length. So now I know, okay, so if my area is 300, and my width is 10, then my length is 30. So it's pretty useful. I know you might not think so, but it really is. Okay, so this one says solve the perimeter formula. Perimeter equals twice the length plus twice the width for L. I just want the L. Okay, so pretend that this is just a random number. Pretend it's 16, because all of you would be able to do this if there was numbers. So you're going to draw a line. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this because I want the L by itself. I want the L. Remember, it says solve for L. So I'm going to minus 2W. So can I do P minus 2W? Well, no, they're not like terms. So then I just write that. P minus 2W equals 2L. Now, I want to get rid of the 2 because I just want the L. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. So now I know what L is. L equals P minus 2W divided by 2. So you end up getting these crazy formulas, which if you're an engineer or if you go into a job that requires a little bit of math, you'll probably come across these in your later life. Okay, so try this one. Solve the distance formula, D equals RT for T. So people do this all the time. Let's say I'm going to Florida and it's 1,500 miles, okay? And I'm going to drive 55 miles an hour. How long will it take me? So people do this all the time because they want to know how many hours is it going to take. So try this, solve for just T. All right, so I'm going to draw my line, and this is multiplication. So if it's R times T, I'm going to divide both sides by R, and then I have my answer. It's that simple, D over R. And then you're done. You have your T by itself. Whenever they say solve for this letter, you always want to make sure that that letter is by itself on one side of the equation. All right, solve the formula for finding batting averages in baseball. So the average equals the hit over the number of times at bat. So H divided by N. So they want you to solve it for H. So try this one. Now, this is division, so you're going to do the opposite of that. Okay? All right, so draw a line. Now, if I want just H, I want to get rid of this denominator. I could think that that has a 1 there, and I can multiply both sides by the reciprocal times n over 1. So if I do this, my n's cancel out. I'm left with my h, which is what I wanted, and then it would be n times a, or a times n equals hits. The average, which would be like 30%, which is really good, times the number of times they got up to bat, which would be like 100. So if they did 30% times 100 bats, that means he would have 30 hits at bat. All right, that's it for your notes.